Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc. Alongside of me is the Fairway Finder, Ollie DePina. Joining us this week is special guest, the Schrock star, Tyler Schrock. Welcome to
What's up, everybody?
KO
Disc Golf Show. Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, we really messed that one up. This is episode 118 of the KO Disc Golf Show. Episode 118 is the Goldine episode. KO question of the week. Choose a disc golf superpower between you can change the temperature, but only by 5 degrees. You can talk to trees, or you can make the wind blow, but only 2 miles an hour. Comment down below which superpower you'd rather have, and we will get to that at the end of the episode. Tyler, thank you so much for joining us, man. How's it going?
Awesome, guys. Thanks for having me on. I've been enjoying this show. This summer, you've been doing some good coverage of some local events. I know there's been a couple shout outs and things like that. So yeah, it's good to be on. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you tuning in and watching. I did notice, and this is something I thought would be kind of silly, but I noticed when we were sending you the email, your email address has like Tyler D in it. So I can only assume D is your middle name. And Ollie and I are going to have like 2 guesses each to kind of guess like what your middle name is. I'm going to guess it's like a Daniel.
I'm giving the yes or no.
Yeah.
No. Daniel. Not Daniel.
Right. Let me get David.
I mean, that. Ollie, you got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I had another one. The other guess. My other one was gonna be Darren, but
I was gonna go Darren next too. Yeah. Something about it. All right. Nice. So yeah, I mean, you've been a local pro here for a few years now since you moved to Seattle. Did you move right from Ohio to Seattle?
Yeah, so we were in Ohio for a good stretch. We've bounced around and lived a few places. My wife and I, we moved here in 2019. So I work at a local community college here, Green River, and that was the main kind of draw to move out of state. We were looking to get out of the Midwest and someplace pretty, and Seattle was where that fit. So started teaching, and then like 1 quarter later, COVID hit. So spent a lot of time on the disc golf course and being outside, and then I've really gotten to be a part of a lot of events and things like that, and run some events out at Lake Fenwick, and stay super active as much as I can around tournaments in the area. So yeah, my name pops up from time to time. I get some weird looks at the courses. I'll show up on a tee pad and somebody will be like, "I know you. How do I know you?" And usually it's around from Fairway Media, or it's something from Mando's or anything like that from the region. So.
Yeah. What are you teaching right now? What's your class?
Our program is software development. So we do a mix of kind of like data processing and web development and projects and things like that. So a lot of what I teach is the project side. So I worked with the student team with Stat Mando actually. Last year we built like a data dashboard and like a stats forecasting like setup and things like that. So yeah, it's like hands-on programming and web development stuff.
That's really cool. Yeah, I didn't know anything about that actually. So sweet. Could you give us? I mean, a lot of people in the community don't know you super well. You know, they just kind of see you around. Can you give us 3 things that might shock people about us, or shock people about you?
All right, I love this question. I was trying to think back. I thought up a few. Let's start with. Let's go with non-disc golf wise. So I am a 4-year honors band and superior soloist with the trumpet back from my high school days. So
trumpet?
Yeah, that was I was big into trumpet for some reason. I don't even know how I ended up choosing it. And as soon as I graduated, I never played again. So it was truly just like one of those things that I got into in school and then just completely stopped. Thing number 2. Let's see. For my wife and I, all of our belongings fit into our cars. So we have moved, I think, 6 times in the last few years. So when we want to, we just pack up and move somewhere. So we're in Burien right now. We've been in Southern California for a while, Arizona for a while, and in other areas around Seattle when I need to be here for work. So yeah, we're like kind of mobile. So that's been fun.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Number 3, It feels weird partly because the anniversary was not long ago, but I've been married for 15 years, which feels wild. Got married super young. Yeah, I'm very lucky. My wife and I have done a lot of cool stuff. We've moved a lot of different places. She's getting ready to do a backpacking trip on the John Muir Trail, which will take about 3 weeks. So we've gotten to do a lot of fun things together, and it's been right. Graduated college, got married, and have kind of been bouncing around and doing cool stuff since then together. So,
how old are you?
37.
And so you got married at 22, real young.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Real Midwestern style, man. That's just how it went. I feel like it was the expectation. So.
Yeah, good for you guys. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
What does your wife do for work?
So she is a tour guide. She does like backpacking and hiking, like day trips with groups, and she does English as a second language online tutoring. So kind of a mix of some gig work. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So summertime, I do like no work, and she does like all the work. She's doing trips like all the time when the weather warms up. So
sick.
And I'm off work completely.
Yeah. So you mentioned you do a lot of work down at Lake Fenwick and you run tournaments down there. We've talked a lot on the show about how much we just absolutely love going down to Fenwick and playing there. All kinds of changes going around at Fenwick. Is there any of those that you want to kind of enlighten us on a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like maybe for the last 12 to 18 months, there's just been a ton of things going in. So a new secondary set of baskets, tee pads being replaced or updated, even a new pin position seems like it goes in almost every week. So there's just a ton of options and variety. We're working out one thing right now, and I'm actually might be working on it here later today, is the separation between hole 14 and 15. So on the backside of the course, there's a lot of woods and a lot of parallel fairways. We're trying to decide kind of how to split those up. I think I'm going to be installing like a wood, like a natural like wood wall fence thing, trying to stack some things up to kind of make it more natural. I'm not a big fan of a bunch of OB lines in the woods, and there was kind of some discussion and some kind of temporary markings put into place. So there's a lot of people putting in a ton of effort out there to make it pretty and to try new things, and 80% of the time it's awesome, and the other 20% of the time we just got to make some tweaks, and I think that's where we're at with some of those holes.
Yeah, kind of work through it. You're talking about, is that like what is that, like Putter Island or Pirate Island over there? Is that
Tree Island.
Area?
Yeah.
Tree Island? Is that what we're
Tree Island is 14. Yeah, and then 15 has the double Mando kind of out the gap shot.
Yeah, makes sense.
So there's some overlap on those holes.
Yeah, you can almost play to like the same basket at times if you want to on that one. So I do see that. Is it mostly just like Terry and Ron doing stuff over there? Is it a lot of them? I've seen like I saw Corey's back and up and at him, which is awesome. So is he out there too doing a lot of stuff?
Yeah. So Terry and Ron started putting in the course, I believe, in 1999. That's when they got the first like baskets in, starting with 9 holes, and just kind of carved their way through to expand and improve. These days, it's Corey. There's the whole Team Fenwick crew. Like, there's probably like 6 to 8 guys that all will lend a hand or put in a day's work, or like the Saturday work parties are pretty active year round. There's even people that are like building benches and putting in bridges and putting in steps. Like, there's again new infrastructure has gone in the last year. That's just, you show up and you're like, wow, this hole's different and better and a little bit more sturdy, and we're fighting nature too, so there's always new trees falling and new adjustments to make. So it's a big group truly that's put time in. Most of my work is just running events. I can count on one hand the number of like work days that I've actually done, but I do a lot for the leagues and the tournaments to make sure that those can happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I've been going there since pretty much since I moved to Seattle back in like 2015 is when I moved here, and we've pretty much been going there almost the entire time. And to see how much better it is now in the last couple of years, and the amount of work and love that's gone into it, is just, that's always been like kind of a little like special place for me. And to now see it being taken so well care of, it's something that I'm so happy to see, and I'm so proud like of the community to kind of like rise up and kind of do that kind of thing. And Terry and Ron have always been awesome. Every time I meet them, it's like I'm meeting them for the first time again, which is just like an absolute blast. So can't thank all of them enough, for sure. So
Yeah, they're in their mid 60s and they're still chugging along, and doing a lot and kind of leading the charge of a lot of new generations of people. Yeah, they're fun to work with. They're both super goofy. I mean,
Yes,
as goofy as any normal 60-some-year-old disc golfers that are out wandering around in the woods.
that's
Yeah,
right.
great guys.
Yeah, for sure. Ollie, how you doing, man? How's it going?
Oh, I'm good. Feeling a little starstruck. You know, it's awesome having you on the show. Had to get that one in there. I've been a fan of Tyler for a while, watching like Fairway Media and different things like that. Be kind of trying to become like a student of the sport. You know, you watch as much as you can, and playing events and stuff. I remember one event, my very first like 1,000 rate round was Farmers Park Open. You won MPO. It was 2023. And then I slept in, and so I couldn't do MA2, and I had to do MA1, and so I ended up getting like second place in MA1, and like had a really good tournament. And so I just remember seeing you, and I was like, oh, I just want to try to shoot where like you're going and stuff like that, and always someone I try to find at tournaments and stuff. So awesome having you on here. Really appreciate you taking the time to come do this. Um, but I'm doing good.
Thanks.
I'm doing good.
Ollie, I just want to mention one thing. We have played, I think, one round together at Lakewood, and it sticks in my mind. We were standing on the like a 280-foot like straight shot hole, and I saw you standing on the tee pad with a driver, and you were just like pointing in the air. You're like, "I'm gonna throw it up there. Like, I'm not gonna go through the trees. I'm gonna go over it." And I was like, "Sick.
Brother.
Let's do it." And I think you parked it. Like, I do think you parked it.
I got the birdie,
but
there,
it was
yeah,
like
it was awesome. It was a Halo
high
box
risk.
on 7.
Mm-hmm.
High risk, low reward. You love to see it. It worked out great.
Yeah, that's his style through and through. Yeah,
I love hearing that. I appreciate hearing that too. That's awesome. I'm doing good. I'm like moving so slow the last 2 days. I just didn't really expect the Seattle. Like I was trying to do the Seattle to Portland, and so I did on Friday. I did 102 miles down to Centralia, and then or on Saturday, and then but I wasn't planning on doing I was planning on doing it one day, and then I had a flat tire and some like I had to stop a couple more times to get my bike like fixed up, and like I got way off my time, so I ended up getting into Centralia at like 3 p.m., which wasn't that far off of my like halfway point plan, but it would have taken me past the time to get to the finish line of Portland. Like I wouldn't even I don't know I don't even know if people would have been out there really. So I was like, and like it's also really dangerous once the sun goes down going through the bridge and like the volunteers are gone and stuff. So I was like, I can't really do that either. So Roxy and she was kind of meeting me at different points throughout the ride, which was awesome. And it was one of the hardest. Like I just don't think like with the scooter fall I had, I didn't get to train as much as I'd like, and like I just kind of was bummed about that. But like part of the ride, like my like fueling and riding is so intense, and like it's really just like eating so much while you're trying to ride, and it's so hard. And that's like the biggest thing with it. Like my legs kept cramping to the point where like they locked like straight, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm like in the middle of nowhere. I'm trying to get like super far, but then you just like take a second, drink a bunch, and then you like slowly get back on the bike going slowly and keep going. But we made it to the halfway point, and then I didn't bring any camping gear, so we decided to drive back to Seattle, and I'm going to try it again next year full. Either plan this 2-day with like camping gear or a little more, hopefully everything goes right one day kind of thing. And also find some people to do it with, because it was kind of mentally booming. A lot of people had like people they were riding with. I was just alone, and I was like, oh God, there's just like a long stretches of like, it is beautiful though. It was nice. It was cool. And it was something I really am happy to have done. And I got over the 100-mile mark, which I'm happy about. And yeah, now it's just more, I'll do some more training for that and have some fun with that. But it was awesome. It was an experience I'll never forget. Roxy is the best. I don't think I would have made it even as close to the halfway point if she wasn't like meeting me with like snacks and picking up energy and electrolytes and things like that and encouraging me. But it was a really cool experience, and I'm grateful I did it. But like definitely humbling in a way. Like I'm only like a year and a half into biking, and it was one of the toughest things I've probably ever done. Where I was like, whoa. So
yeah.
but awesome. I'll do it again.
I was having a good time watching Kippy's Instagram post and her Facebook post about it. Kippy is Ollie's mom. I love Kippy so much. She's the best. My heart flutters. Kippy was posting about his journey and stuff like that and that kind of thing. So it was fun kind of following along her and there with them. Tyler, you are didn't you do like track or something like that? Like when I like for some reason do I think of you in like marathon running or something like that?
Yeah, I think disc golf kind of took over most of the time that I put into it, but I was a competitive half marathon runner. I'd say it was like a 10-20 rated half marathon runner. Like I was pretty good, but definitely there was like other levels like way above me of people that were like crazy with those things. But from what I know of cycling, like 100 miles is like the marathon of cycling. So it's a pretty huge accomplishment that you got that far, despite not getting your full training and being a little banged up going in. That's a pretty awesome thing to be able to push through.
Fall, and so that bruise, it's like my lung was bruising, so it was like not, it was just not ideal. But now I'm like, my focus was I was gonna do this and then focus my training for like these events to go more into triathlon training. Like I'm gonna get back into doing some swimming. I've been doing some swimming, which has been awesome, honestly. Like with the like, it's like so much easier whenever you're hurt to do like any type of swimming. I went to Wedgewood Pool recently, which was like my like it's like a club pool up in Seattle that like my family grew up at, where like it's just like you can get in there and like there's just familiar faces and it was just awesome. So kind of getting back into that, and I think like focusing on triathlons now and then, but I think that training will also help with endurance cycling and other things. But it's been fun. The only lasting I'd say effect is my Achilles is like killing. I was kind of got gnarly and I kind of just pushed through that, and now it's like stairs have not been my friend the last 2 days. So besides that, I'm feeling like pretty good. Like I'm gonna try to go do some maybe a possible ride today if I can get this taped up and feeling okay. But gonna get this. Yeah, but I'm feeling good. I'm happy I did it. I think it was a learning experience. You kind of like I don't think I would have understood like I've never really gone on a group ride even. So like having like 7,000 other people doing this ride together, it was like it was a cool experience. And I think there were so many things I did enjoy where I've been asked to go on a ride with people and I'm like, I don't really want to do that. Like it's kind of like my solitary thing, but I think there's so many benefits and so many like I could push myself more, and things like that even with a group of people. So I think I'm going to be a lot more open and excited to go do those things. So we're that's where we're heading towards there though.
Hell yeah.
I feel like it's like the same thing with an initial disc golf tournament experience. Like you don't know until you get into one. You're like nervous and scared over that first putt.
And then
either you respond to that, you either like, oh, I hate this. I never want to be in a tournament again. Like I just want to have fun. Or like, oh, like I got to figure out tournaments now and I got to figure out how to compete with other people and make it through. Yeah. When can I sign up for another one? You get one of two reactions, I feel like.
100%.
No, I told you, man, I'm so proud of you, man, no matter what. Like, just to even go that far is, like, in my mind, so fucking crazy. Like, I can't imagine, like, biking 100 miles, so.
When I put the map up and I was like, where are we? Like, we were sitting in Centralia and we went to this awesome, what is the name of it? It got voted, like, best in Lewis County, like, food. I forget, it was some cafe, but they had, like, really good looking pies. I had like a burger. It was a good vibe. And then just like kind of like diddling on my phone and like was like, where am I? Like, how did I get here? Like, and Roxy was like, you biked here. Like, this is crazy. Yes. So it kind of popped in my head there for a second. So it was cool.
That's sick, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah, so my week was pretty chill. Pretty much just getting ready for the Jet City Scramble that we hosted this weekend, which we'll get into during the tournament recap. I went out to South Fork Landing on Sunday with Don, my business partner here at Emerald City, and we talked about Mountain View Championship 3 and just kind of the layout, making sure that like, everything was still kind of like clean and kind of like works. And we kind of looked at like maybe changing hole 3 and hole 4, which ultimately we decided like we didn't love the change that we talked about, so that one kind of got scrapped. But we do have one pretty solid change that I am excited about, but I am really interested to hear both of your guys' opinions on. It's going to be on, it's like, the regular par 4 that's out at South Fork. It's a traditional hole 13. For us, for the Mountain View Championship layout, it's hole 12, but, just regular 13, right? Our thought here is that tree that's like kind of in the middle there, like right in front of the tee pad, not right in front of the tee pad, but kind of in the middle of the fairway. For the last tournament, we did Mando left there. I think what we're gonna do is say no Mandos, but what we're gonna do is basically from that tree to the like traditional or the traditional Mando tree that's on there. I think we're gonna create an OB line and then have another OB line run from that tree, kind of like up, like basically to the path and kind of like past the path to where the OB line normally would end, kind of thing. And basically what we're gonna do is create like a big like out of bounds area kind of like on that right hand side, that if you want to throw, like, the intention is to throw, I want to force people to throw maybe like a putter or kind of like a touchy shot off the tee, and then be able to throw like a big hyzer into the green, but that hyzer into the green is going to carry OB the entire way. So if you don't swing it in enough or something like that, you're going to have to go backwards and take an OB stroke and like that kind of thing. So we're trying to find a way to make it fair and fun for like all divisions. Our thoughts are that, you know, an MA4 or an FA3 level player could reasonably throw a driver out like to that tree in the middle and then just kind of play the hyzer into, you know, kind of like the stuff on the left, and then just kind of have to fight through the woods a little bit over there, kind of giving them a little bit of a challenge as well. And then, yeah, for like our MA1, MPO, FPO level players, you know, they can just kind of put that put that, you know, touchy shot out to the right and then throw that big like OB carry into the green. And then we can also justify keeping it a par four for all divisions, where that one's always kind of felt a little bit of like a three and change to me kind of thing. So what are your guys' kind of thoughts and opinions on that?
Tyler, if you want to start, if you have any.
Sure. I'll jump in. I'm always interested, especially too, because a lot of the tournaments that I run have a lot of AMs playing, so I can think through what I want to play, and then also trying to figure out what makes sense for the AMs. I'm curious if Hazard could be a good compromise too. If you want to carve out an area, like letting people advance, but encouraging people essentially to be more selective of shots, but still making sure that nobody gets pinched off or nobody ends up taking a quadruple bogey because they land in a weird spot or a bad spot or anything like that. That's just my initial thought. I think Hazard is sometimes underused, but at the same time, from what I remember of that hole, there's a lot of different landing space for that initial shot. You have room to kind of place it a lot of different areas. So I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a little bit more punishment on that one generally. But yeah, I'm always curious of OB versus Hazard, if there's a way to like strike the right compromise with that.
Yeah, the tree is like, I think the tree is about 180 feet ish away from the tee pad. And when I was out there, like I threw a couple of tee shots that like I was trying to beat the OB and maybe like hyzer back in, and I wasn't. So I really it was like kind of punishing like really aggressive, really aggressive drives is kind of what it punished. And it kind of, so like I don't know, like I hear the Hazard thing, because that was one issue I had, is like, hey, it really doesn't, like, as an MPO player, you're not rewarded for like slamming a disc, like even like through the center gap. If that flips a little too much, like there's not a ton of space that we're gonna leave really. So Hazard's not a bad idea. That's something I'll probably look into. Ollie, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I like it. I see like the intent of like trying to incentivize like a clean straight shot that finishes left and that stays on that like that side of the intended fairway, and kind of like takes away the reward of those big booming, like just basically hitting that big gap and throwing in that big center, like that area you're talking about becoming OB or Hazard. Like it makes sense, and I do like that a lot. Is it closer to the tree? Like, what is it? Is it closer from the tee pad to that tree, or the tree to the basket, would you say?
Tee pad to the tree.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't have any problem with it, because if anyone can realistically get up close to that tree, then making that second shot to the basket. But yeah, I think just like creating a spot, like as if someone like accidentally like threw it too far right and then they couldn't make it there, and I guess like I don't know, it'd be like bad, but I think that makes the whole like intention wise really solid, and like it shows, you know, you can do this, gives you options. A Hazard I think would be fun too, because like if you do throw that shot and land in there and then able to hit a putt, could possibly save a really cool birdie, you know, like I don't know, there's it creates a lot of cool outcomes, I feel like. But I like that. I like that a lot. And
Yeah.
my other does the next hole, like original like 14's tee pad to that island shot, it doesn't
Yeah.
affect that at all. Like people wouldn't be throwing over, shots wouldn't be landing, like I don't know, because I feel like I was burning over kind of safely, right? Not necessarily in that field because that's like further up, I guess, but I don't know, just something I think about.
Yeah, I don't think it would be that close necessarily.
And they have the fence.
Yeah, because if you're anywhere near, basically, like, do you know? Okay, so regular hole 13, like, traditionally has a Mando on that hole, like on the far right hand side.
Yeah.
So my thought is that the tree in the middle, the line would be from that tree to
Okay.
that Mando, and almost like a direct line. So it'd be kind of like diagonal to it, and then have another one kind of run up the fairway and kind of create, almost like split that big empty fairway on the right past that tree, kind of split that in half in a way almost. And just kind of make it to where like it's not so generous, where the path on the right, if that's just kind of the area. But I think the hazard's a pretty good idea. That's something I'm gonna look into and kind of think about because you're still progressing forward. That'd be good like time wise. And then MPO, yeah, you are like kind of encouraged to throw, like at that point you're not discouraged from throwing like a big shot and you're not just puddle jumping up and down, which I think is good. So
I like it.
okay. Yeah. I'm doing a walkthrough of Lakewood on Friday, trying to get some ideas of like little tweaks, and kind of like and kind of like getting the little tweaks that I'd like to see to the course kind of like solidified and kind of like on paper and like that kind of thing with a couple other people. So I'm really looking forward to that. Tyler, if you have any ideas for Lakewood,
I'll give
please.
one
Yeah.
thought. I just got out there about a week ago. I would just count the number of right finishing holes with the new layout. It feels like there's a strong tendency towards short, which is fine, but almost everything seems like it got pulled a little bit right. I think more straight finishing or left finishing holes would just balance that a little bit more, but it's fun. It's definitely like it's a community park course feel now. It's lost some of the risk reward, try not to hit a person on the path type situation, which is good. I think, though, a lot of the changes just pulled everything off to the right side, which maybe isn't bad, but I think there could be room for a little bit more balance with a couple of the plans.
Sure. Yeah, I think there should be some more like that's kind of one of the things is I want to look into some like maybe like alternative sleeves that do make sense for it, where it is like you have a left and a right option, and then it's just about like the way the baskets are organized and that kind of thing, and making sure that they're not all in like the right positions or something like that. But I do agree with you. There is a lot of left to right. I think that's also kind of the way the course is kind of like shaping right now, and what's like available to a lot of stuff. But yeah, so definitely something I'm excited to kind of get into and kind of like tweak some stuff out there. They put that sign on hole 11, like right on the right side of the path. So we got to get that we're trying to get that moved to the left side of the path because it's like that was not a good idea, So. Other stuff I got going on, my Discmania lineup disc reviews are cruising right along. I have those coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're still in the putters. I'm going to go out and film the mid-ranges pretty soon here. But those are going pretty good. Two things I noticed this week. I was at Safeway and this guy just like emptied his cart and just like left it in the middle of the parking lot and just drove away. And I couldn't help but think that he's just like the biggest asshole on the face of the planet. Just something about that. I mean, like I just hated that guy. Like I instantly was like enraged and was like, dude, fuck that guy. So just put your cart in the carousel. Like it's really not that hard. They make the carousels all over the parking lot. Like Ollie, you're a man who's wrangled plenty of carts. Like, come on,
I don't really care.
God,
I like when people would put their things in obscure spots because it would take longer.
No way.
It's a different job.
It's crazy.
They also Costco has so many people out there. If I'm like walking and someone's like, if they gotta go like, I don't know, I'll be like, oh, just give it to me. I got you. Don't worry about
it. That's different. But it's like Safeway. The dude's just leaving in the middle of the parking lot. I was instantly so.
Hey, I don't speak on Safeway. They ain't got the cart crew like me. They ain't got cart crew like me.
Hell yeah. And then the other thing,
I'm a grocery outlet guy, and we all try to take care of each other. There's always some chaos going on at grocery outlet. We're all just trying to get in, get our weird flavored food, and get out. So
sure.
I'm helping an old lady. Like we're helping each other. We're making it through. Like We're telling each other where we found the discounted like iced coffee in the cooler. Like where is that? Like we're all in it together over at Grocery Outlet.
Hell yeah, that's so funny. And then the other thing that kind of frustrated me this week, I was trying to write the word receipt, and I just could not wrap my brain around the fact that there's a P in receipt, and it pissed me off so much. There should not be a P in receipt, and then it also bothered me for some reason that there's not an L in the word both. So I don't know, just the English language is fucking bullshit sometimes, and it really doesn't make any sense. Say both.
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 Kirby, you're from New York, right?
Never mind.
Like Buffalo,
I think
like Niagara Falls, like not New York, New York.
I think that's regional accents though, because for me both has no L.
You're saying BOTH?
Yeah, both.
I'm calling that the Buffalo accent, Kirby.
You're just mad at nothing. You're mad at nothing. You're mad at just. That's so funny. You had me really confused. I was looking up BOLTH. I was like, what is this word? I don't even know.
That's how it should be spelled. Both.
Both is a widely recognized mispronounced word of the word both. A way of saying the word both.
So it's a skill issue. It is just a skill issue.
Error. Fuck.
That's so funny. I was like, dang, my English is. Both seems pretty simple.
All right, let's move right into the tournament.
I might have to get you a shirt that just says both on it. That's so funny.
Capital L, hell yeah. All right, this is the tournament recap presented by Emerald City Discs. Tournament recap by
Emerald City.
Emerald City Discs. I'll jump into the Jet City Scramble real quick. It was a really small field out at SeaTac. We played just OG18. Really nice. Everything was super, super smooth. We were in and out really, really fast, which was ideal. I think there were like 2.5, 40 rounds, which is like so crazy, crazy awesome. So big shout out to everybody that came out. I'm going to run through the winners here real quick. I took down MPO. I beat out Andrew Savage and Ricky Meadows, who tied for second. Big shout out to Dakota Cords as well, who came in 5th place. I believe he said this was his second MPO tournament, and he made a lead card. So he'll be on Fairway Media. I believe the members access came out today, and it should be open to everybody within a couple of days. So go check that out. Matthew Freeberg won MA1. Matthew Manzi won MA2. Nicholas Burrington won MA3. And big shout out to William Freeberg, who won MJ12. He is an 8-year-old who is out here swinging. Kid's such a nice kid. He came in the shop afterwards. He shot consistent 85 both rounds, so that's really, really cool. 738 and 739 rated rounds. So 8 years old, honestly, like pretty dang good. So proud of him. Tyler, do you want to tell us about the Kayak Point Open? You were out there this weekend.
Yeah, we did 3 days up at Kayak. I know Kirby talked about this a little bit last week in the preview. An absolutely beautiful property. I would say plenty of criticism available for some of the different courses and setups, but it's also a good time. Like I love hanging out up there. I'm grabbing some food up at the like barbecue joint on stand. It's set up in there, grabbing a drink, things like that. Like the vibes are great. The tournaments are just okay, I would say, for what they do. I'll talk mostly about MPO. The short version is Colin Bryant just keeps dominating. He's the best player in the state. He ran away with it. He played great. We played blue, gold, blue. So Woods, Bomber, Woods. He shot the hot round all 3 rounds. So improved his score from last year. I'll go down the winners as well for some of the other divisions. There's a bunch of divisions, but I'll go through quick. Colin Bryant took MPO. Jason Van Proyeren won MP40. Todd Provancha won MP50. Kurt Bain MP60. Brody Mosier MA1. Clarice Miller FA1. Neil Vickers MA40. Thomas Nelson MA50. Chuck Knudsen, friend of the show, MA60. Frank Thompson, MA70. Krieg Schultz, MA2. Greg Schott, MA3. Alicia Raschkow, FA3. Nolan Burnson, MA4. And Christy L. Roth, FA4. A bunch of people out there playing mixes of like reds and blues and other courses, and kind of covering that whole property. Beautiful weekend. Personally, myself, I'll give my report. I had a really solid round 1, and then kind of a bumpy road through rounds 2 and 3. Just lost my approach, honestly, which was a little bit strange. So I was throwing half decent drives and just not really scrambling. I missed 2 circle 1 putts the entire tournament, but just wasn't getting enough looks at the basket. So I took 5th. I was 2 strokes off a 3rd, which was kind of my soft goal for the weekend. So not too bad. Beautiful weather though. Great event. Just I'm getting tired of driving though. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. That's the only part that's having me not want to play tournaments every weekend, is just too much time on I-5 and too much traffic and construction and everything. That's the only thing that's slowing me down this summer at all. But yeah, beautiful event. Courses were in good shape.
Nice.
Golds is just not fun. That's maybe my one complaint. I just have the least fun playing golds of any course maybe that puts on tournaments in the region. It's just a slog to get through everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, that walk up hole 17 is like my least. Like the walk from 16 up to 17's tee pad is already kind of like okay, we're almost done. This is fine. But that walk up 17's fairway is just like, it's like demoralizing and hard.
Mm-hmm.
And like at that point in time, you're like, I've only thrown distance drivers today. What the fuck am I doing here? Like I totally, I'm with you 100% there. I've been pretty vocal about not loving the blues course myself too in the past. I haven't been there in a really long time. How was the blues course? Was it cleaned up? Like give us the report on blues.
Yeah, they had trimmed, all of the fairways were trimmed. And I would say even the first cut of rough was cut back pretty well. I think I maybe touched 1 nettle the entire time, including looking for discs for other people. So it was cut way back. They put in some good work. I do think the finishing stretch of blues, I don't love, it plays well for me, but there's too many like odd, soft par 4s in that home stretch, where I kind of wish they had more like placement par 4s, like 600 feet, like where you got to kind of like throw a good drive and throw a good approach. It's kind of just like smack it down there and then chip up the rest. Which to me, I don't love that, having too many of those types of holes. Like I like holes that really reward control in the woods, as opposed to just like, throw it down there and see what happens. Which I feel like there's maybe 3 or 4 of those kind of coming down the stretch on the blues that make it feel a little bit random for what might happen. But I generally don't mind the course. I just, again, would probably tweak a few of the par 4s specifically, and maybe just a little of the ordering. There's a couple long walks on blues as well. And then you finish and you walk like half a mile up a hill out of the property. So that's maybe a little bit of a spot where I feel like they could improve. Is just get that general flow.
Yeah. Is Reds the most fun course at kayak?
Reds, or maybe a beer in hand on the pitch and putt.
Yeah,
You can convince me either.
Pretty good.
I think either one you could argue.
Nice. Yeah, I've always said, we've talked about it a lot here before, is that Reds is fun. It's kind of like everything you want to get out of there, with those like really fun like downhill putter shots, those long like bowl like kind of like distance driver kind of shots. I talked a lot. Reds is super fun. I totally agree.
I like Reds.
Yeah. I talked to Chuck a little bit yesterday. The fucking goat, Chuck Knutson. He popped by the store and kind of just gave me a little update on MA60. He smoked the field, dude. He won by a whole bunch. Yeah, he had a good time. Who was it on his card? I think it might have been Will or Kenneth, maybe. Oh man, Will, Kenneth, or Mark, one of the 3 of those aced hole 17 on Reds, kind of on the way out, and they were like, "Good for you, you needed that," kind of round out your day kind of thing. So, sick event. Happy to hear it. All right, we're gonna move right into the tournament look ahead.
Do I have everybody's attention now? There can be only one World Wrestling Federation champion.
Acknowledge me.
Tyler, do you want to tell us about White River?
Sure. I just got off of a practice round out there yesterday. It's kind of a traditional event that Mando's runs. Ryan Pitchford's the TD, does a really solid job with things out there. It looks like we have about 95 people signed up. It's very AM heavy, I would say. So all the pro divisions are pretty small, like 6 to 10 people in the pro divisions, and then like 15 to 20 in a lot of the AM divisions. We're playing a layout that I think traditionally for White River, it's tight. Like there's some really maybe overly tight gaps on certain holes, and then other holes that kind of feel like must-gets. But wooded, really flat. And this time of year, things are kind of bushy, but the fairways are also sort of dried out. So you can be skipping and sliding. Whatever your straight disc is, you're probably going to throw it on 2/3 of the holes. So mid-range, fairway driver golf, maybe 3 holes that are about 400 feet or so that do benefit some distance control type shots. Relatively light field in MPO. Myself, Andrew Savage, who you mentioned, he's a really solid player in the woods. Caleb Joyner and a bunch of other locals are kind of coming out for that in MPO. I'll be playing that myself. It's pretty well rounded across the other, like even like MP40, MP50 divisions. Ming Vang's in the field. He's low key, like if you're going to pick overall raw best score, it might be Ming. Like he just still continues to shred. He might be the top rated player in the whole tournament. I think he is at this point. So
he's the best.
Yeah.
Dude. He really is.
And they're also playing I believe it's technically the winter holes, whatever it is, those temporary 3 with like the island shot early in the round and some of the other extra woods shots. Those are included in the layout as well. Those are getting set up right as the tournament's getting started. They're kicking out the summer camp and using that area for the disc golf holes for this event. So
Nice.
Yeah, playing Saturday and Sunday. Looks dry, nice. I know we're talking weather later on, but it should be a fun weekend out at White River.
Nice. Yeah, very cool. I like White River. I think White River is like fine to fun, kind of. It's like somewhere in that range always kind of for me. I'm not playing White River Open this weekend. I decided to play the Rain Shadow Open instead, which is what we'll talk about next. Like I said, I mean, I have fun. It's fine to have fun at White River. I love Rain Shadow though. Like Rain Shadow is one of my favorite courses in the state. Probably a top 10 favorite course for me, just like overall in general. So really excited to get out there. I'm going to go tomorrow and play a couple practice rounds and then be out there Saturday and Sunday. 1 round each day. This is ran by Taylor Foth or Foth, not really sure. I think it's Foth, and Ryan Brooks. I believe they're kind of playing like a shorter layout from what I saw. Something like that. So I think there's going to be a couple of shorter holes. I know there's been when I went out there for the winter time open or winter warm up this past year, hole 2 has an extra tee pad. There's a second basket kind of like way down on hole 2. I think hole 2 has like 2 baskets now and that kind of thing. So there's like different kinds of ways they can play it. I know there's like a new hole 5, kind of like hole 5B, which is off to the left, which is this really straight like downhill tunnel shot. So should be a lot of fun. It's just like one of the best courses. Like I just absolutely love it there. I have so much fun playing. So really looking forward to that. All right, we're going to jump right into the weather look ahead.
Weather look ahead.
Together we can reduce, reuse, and recycle for a greener future for disc golfers.
Oh, yeah. All right, as Tyler mentioned, looking at Auburn, Washington for this weekend. It's going to be a pretty nice day on Saturday. Temperatures are going to peak around 4 p.m., about 74 degrees. If you're out there in the morning rounds, if you're out there about 7 o'clock, you might run into about a 60-degree morning, but it should be pretty toasty by the time we finish your round. Sunday's going to be a little warmer. You're looking at about 78 peak around that 4 p.m. time, and probably about 65 during those morning rounds, which is just fine. Practice this week, looking at Wednesday, Thursday, you should be fine. Wednesday's going to be toasty. Thursday does look like it has a little chance of rain, mostly in the morning. but probably around 40% chance around 10 a.m. So just kind of watch out for that if you're out there on Thursday. But should be a really, really nice weekend. Looking at the winds are going to be down. It's going to be really calm all weekend for you out there at White River. Looking at the weather in Blinn at Rain Shadow tomorrow when I'm out there, it's going to be a gorgeous day. Winds are going to be down as well, looking at a peak of 5 miles an hour, looking at a peak temperature of around 72, 73. Should be really, really good. This weekend's a little bit about this, or a lot of the same as Auburn. I'm looking at high 60s for Saturday. We're looking at low 70s for Sunday, looking at pretty much no rain both days, which is awesome. And I am also seeing pretty minimal winds as well. So really nice weekend of disc golf all around here in Washington. Super excited about all of that. I did not write a breakdown for Ollie, so no High Nola Open breakdown. I saw Gannon Bird won. Calvin Heimberg came in second.
The course looks awesome. That it's a top 5 course ranked in the world. I do recommend go watching the whatever coverage you want, whether it's DGN or Joe or whatever they have. But it really is a really cool course, and it's a fun tournament. Gannon Bird won by. They had some Davidson. There's this
Daniel Davidson.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah.
And he was making it interesting and slowed down. I mean, I'm sure there's just so many nerves when you have when you're in a position to win a tournament with Gannon Burr and there, and you're like, oh, I just got to shoot a similar round I've already done, and it's like that's probably so hard to mentally keep pushing, but still cool to see.
Do you guys see the little bit of drama afterwards that was happening on Facebook yesterday?
No.
So the course director, I believe it is, not the tournament director, but course director, went to Facebook and basically just made a post being like, I can't believe Gannon Bird just left right after his win. There's people that wanted autographs. What the fuck is this? And kind of calling him out a lot. And Gannon responded in the comments, was like, hey, I'm really, really sorry. I did my best to sign autographs all week, but I had to catch a plane. I had to get out of there. And Adam Hammis, honestly, kind of had the best, W of the bunch. In the comments, he took a screenshot of the tournament director or the course director, and he was, pointing or something, and he, wrote, you must stay and stuff like that. So, Adam Hammis was, totally just goofing on him and stuff. So, it was really everybody immediately got to the aid of Gannon Burr, and then the course director came out and apologized and was just like, hey, I'm really, really sorry. I was just under a ton of stress. I was really, really tired. I don't know, man. I think at the end of the day, it's kind of one of those hey, think about something before you post it and that. You know what I mean? If you're gonna make that kind of post, I think you should just kind of stop for a second and think before you do it. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It's a little bit of drama. I'm sure it'll kind of just go away in a day or two. But
yeah, I won't be buying any more Gannon Burr discs after that. He doesn't. No one that doesn't even he doesn't sign for his fans, man. No. I'm the new Stan, man. Gannon, I thought you'd sign for me.
Yeah, I'm always curious to sometimes when people lodge complaints online when there's not something that can be done. If I'm going to complain about something, it's because it's hey, I think we should do this instead, or I think this change needs to happen. Not just to complain for the sake of I think that this was bad. Okay, that doesn't really help anything. I don't really see the point of a lot of those posts and using your influence for those types of things. It's I'll complain about something if I think it needs to be changed and can be changed, but if it just happened, it happened. He left. It's not worth making a big deal about.
Exactly.
It just makes him look bad for sure. Ollie, did you see that your favorite player, Jaden Rye, came in 10th?
No, I didn't.
That's your boy, dude.
That's my boy.
That's your boy.
I love some Jaden Rye. Hey, that's my national champion.
That's right, dude. You're your college MVP.
Always root for him.
Quick shout out to from that tournament, Julia Fours and Christina Yurtsikova.
Yeah.
They're children, and they are just absolutely crushing it. I think Anik and Sten ended up winning kind of in a smaller field, but there's just these young European FPO players that are just I think FPO is going to be 95% European in the next few years. It seems like they're all breaking through, and figuring it out.
More and more of them too, you know, where it was like last year it was like Heidi Ledomaki, and now it's like
Ida Ledomaki.
Yeah. It's like her, and now it's like, you know, 3, 4, 5 of them where you're like, oh my god, and they're all like under 14 years old too, or under 15 years old, whatever it might be. You're like, this is, you know, if they stick with it, like that could be crazy. That could be huge. You know, another Evelina Salonen, Kristen Tatar, Henna Bloomroos like wave could be coming like really, really soon. So
and Evelina too. I know Evelina wasn't playing this weekend, but she is throwing the disc and has figured out how to just step up and putt in a way that's like, oh, she's going to dominate at least another handful of events this year too. Like,
I could see a back-to-back.
Her ceiling is high.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it looks like she figured out her putt. And like, I think that's the scariest part for every FPO player. Like Silva's incredible, but Silva's like what you see is what you get out of Silva. Where Evelina, it's like, oh man, like if she does figure this out, you know, how many strokes can she save per round? You know, hitting 30 footers and in, or 28 footers and in, and that kind of thing, right? So, yeah, really, really huge. All right, Ollie. Here's with that World Cup update, bro.
So we had some quarterfinals, semifinals. I think last time we talked, it was Spain, Belgium. Spain got out of there with the win. Morocco, France. France is got out with the win. So now we have France versus Morocco. We're recording this at 11 a.m. in 1 hour. France. So while I'm editing this, I'll be watching France versus Spain. France versus Spain. In 1 hour. So we're very excited for France versus Spain. And then on the other side, we have England versus Argentina. So that will be pretty fun to watch. Switzerland almost got Argentina. Argentina's kind of been hanging on by a thread at some of these games, so it's been fun to watch. But I'm going to go straight into my prediction for this. I'm going with France and England final. And I think France is still going to win, but England's got me believing, man. It's coming home.
I was so sad to see. I watched the end of the Norway-England game.
When Holland got subbed out, I'm sure you were crying.
I was not happy with him. I mean,
you were probably, what are we doing?
That's my dude. I'm like, come on now.
You know, honestly, to hear some passion and emotion for you watching a soccer game, that's pretty awesome. I'll take it.
Yeah. I sent you that Holland's rap video. That was pretty fun, dude. I kind of got down on that for a little bit. So
I think we won't have I think our next episode will be after the final. So we'll have a winner by then. So we'll take France winner, but I would like England.
Is that the ODP guarantees?
That's my ODP guarantee.
Ooh.
Lock it in, everyone.
Don't or lock against it. You know, sometimes I feel like you could
reverse jinx it.
Sure. Yeah, we had a stretch where whatever Ollie said, I think it was like 4 in a row or something. It was like guaranteed to be wrong.
I predicted the finals, and I did like a 5 prediction thing, and I was like, it's gonna be a 5-game series. Spurs are gonna win 4-1. Knicks are gonna win 1 game in New York, and it ended up being the exact opposite. Like the Knicks won 4-1, the Spurs won 1 game in Game 3. So it was bad.
It was pretty funny. All right, we're going to get right into the draft for this week. This week's draft is going to be names for your children, but they also have to be the name of a disc. Ollie as the Tyler as the guest. We're going to let you take it away. And then I'm going to take the second pick, and Ollie, you'll have the wraparound.
Yeah.
All right, so I got this question like right as we started, and I did do a little bit of thinking in the background here as we were getting ready.
We did agree on it like 30 seconds before when you signed on, we had just finished the what draft are we doing this week conversation. Okay. So we're all kind of coming into this like a little on the raw side. So
perfect, I love it. I'm gonna go with the end of a direction with the first pick overall. I'm gonna go with Atlas. All right, so we're going with a name that's possible, doesn't scream disc golf, and hopefully isn't going to get too bullied. But we're going to go with Atlas with the number 1 pick.
You picked Atlas? That's crazy.
Atlas.
Oh, that kid's getting bullied.
That's how easy that was. Come on, dude.
All right.
I'll take the real number 1 overall pick here, and it's Grace. It's Grace. the Grace from Latitude 64.
Oh God, I'm cooked. I didn't even think bro. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like go with like a unique name. Like I don't think
Nah.
it's that bad.
It's Grace. Grace is the best one. All right, what do you got, Ollie? You got back to back here.
So you wouldn't be friends with a guy named Skeeter DePina?
That is
We're
fantastic.
taking Skeeter as our first.
The villain in the show, Doug.
Skeeter DePina, and I'm gonna take my wraparound pick here, and we're gonna go with Koa DePina, a little AGL lineup shout out. I like.
All right, that's kind of cool.
Koa, I think Koa is kind of hard.
Koa's nice.
And Skeeter goes crazy.
Skeeter's not bad. Like Skeeter's kind of better than I thought. Like when you put the Tina behind it, it really.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. My pick next here, and I'm going with the number 1 overall pick in the MLB draft from literally 2 days ago. His name was Rock Chalowski.
What old school too.
Just Rock. Yeah.
Okay.
Rock Chalowski. That's a sick baseball name. That kid, I don't even know what position he plays, but that kid's going to be good. So, Tyler, you got back to back here.
Ooh, I got back to back, and this is my second and final picks then.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna round it out.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna go. I think this is a steal in this round. So we're gonna go with a more traditional name that you might actually hear as well. We're gonna go with Luna. I think Luna is a very passable, nice name.
But yeah, all right.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Potentially. And then we're gonna finish strong. We're gonna go. We'll border on a little bit of white trash, but we're gonna go with Dominator. Dominator is gonna be my last pick. Dominator Schrock.
Dominator Schrock gets it. I like that a lot.
For some reason, that was the first one that popped into my head when I thought about this, and I couldn't improve upon it. So that's where we're gonna finish.
Nice.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
is it me or you?
And they could go by Dom. They could go by Dom.
Good. That's
yeah.
good
That
too.
you kind of saved it there, honestly. Hell yeah. Ollie, it's me, and then you get the last pick here. I have 2 that I think are really, really good. I am going to go with. Oh man, I'm kicking your guys' ass in this draft. I'm gonna go with the new Discraft Joy. Joy.
Joy.
Yeah.
Skeeter and Koa got him. Skeeter, Grace and Joy.
Grace, Joy, Rock Chalowski.
I don't think you're winning because with my last pick, we're going for a deep cut, the Millennium Orion.
Orion's a good one.
Okay.
Orion.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
Keep it in the conglomerate. I like with Orion. Keeps the OD. I like it.
Yeah.
Names.
Honestly, Schrock, big miss on your part. Tesla.
Ooh, Tesla Schrock. I don't know if I can. Yeah,
Bro,
I think that's like doomed to a life of like being a lab technician or something. If your name is Tesla Schrock.
Oh man, 6 figures sounds horrible. All right, that was a lot of fun. I really like that actually. So going through the picks here, Tyler had Atlas, Luna, and Dominator. Ollie had Skeeter, Koa, and Orion, and I had Grace, Rock, and Joy. So that was really good actually. That
was awesome.
Skeeter for MVP though. Skeeter for MVP for sure.
Really came out of nowhere, man. That was sick. Hell yeah. All right, time to answer the KO question of the week. Choose a disc golf superpower between you can change the temperature but only by 5 degrees. You can talk to trees, or you can make the wind blow but only 2 miles an hour. Tyler, what do you got?
I already talked to the trees, so I'm going to just say the wind 2 miles an hour. I think some of the time it might be nice to just bring a little tailwind to help the cause a little bit. So we'll go with that one.
Yeah. I thought about that one too for a second. Go ahead, Ollie.
I like change. I'm doing temperature by 5 degrees. I think being able to talk to trees would be horrible. I hit so many trees where they would be like, like I'd hear screams. They'd be terrors. They'd be horrible. That's what I imagine.
it's nothing but birds picking their brains out. So they're literally just screaming it. Like you can hear trees and they're all just screaming in immense pain because the wind's like bending them and breaking their limbs. That sounds awful, dude. No, I kind of like the temperature one's pretty good, but I think the wind is pretty. I think that's the ideal one. Because if you have a headwind, you just give it like a 2-mile-an-hour tailwind, and all you did is drop the headwind down a little bit. That's pretty good. If you have a tailwind, you can add 2 miles an hour to it. That's pretty good. I don't know.
I mean, I can make it 70 degrees instead of 65, or vice versa. It's kind of
That's nice. That's awesome.
I'm on board. I'm on board with the comfy temps though too. You're talking about Kirby being up at rain shadow in like 65. That sounds amazing.
It's nice. It's going to be good. Oh, yeah. All right. Comment down below which one of those 3 of the superpowers you would like to have. Tyler, thank you so much for joining us this week, man. It means a lot.
Thanks so much. Such an
any sponsors or anybody you want to shout out?
Oh, shout out to MVP. This is season number 9 with MVP. They're super great. I know Emerald City Disc is a big sponsor here, so shout out to them, but also shout out to Mando's.
Yep.
They're my hometown shop as well, putting on the event that I'm playing this weekend. So yeah, just enjoying the summer. Yeah, hope to see you guys around at some tournaments. I know we're all kind of spread out, but Southtown Classic is coming up. That's kind of the one I'm keying in for. So excited for that coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Episode 118. Again, just so thankful to have you on, Schrock. It's really, really awesome. If you aren't going all the way, why go at all? Joe Namath, aim high, shoot low. We'll see you next week. Peace!
Thank you.